Time to pull up a chair. We've got another great story for you today in the rLounge. There's nothing like some healthy competition, right? As the baby shower creeps closer, it becomes painfully clear that a mother-in-law's promises are just as flimsy and cold as her taste in home decor. Today in the rLounge, you gotta laugh to keep from crying. Entitled mother-in-law shows up to a baby shower after being uninvited and tries to take over the party. I, 31 female, am furious right now. A few weeks ago, my mother-in-law, let's call her Judy, promised to host a baby shower for her family and friends. This was after my mom's invite to the baby shower my mom was planning for me went out. So she had received the invite from her. Obviously, I reminded her that my mom wanted to plan one, and I agreed thinking it would be cool to have two and just easier because my husband and I both have huge families and there's no way both families would be able to be in one place at the same time without renting out a hall or something, which we don't have the money for. She said that was fine and agreed with me, and said she'd be willing to host one at her place so that my mom could host one at her place. Cool, whatever. But a few months ago, my mother-in-law and father-in-law bought this place that literally hadn't been updated since the 70s. I'm talking brown shag carpet, shell sinks, and green tubs. You name it. It needed a lot of work. They would occasionally ask my husband, 31 male, I'll call him Mike, to help them work on the place. But this was while we were also trying to get our own house ready for this baby. It was a real pain in the butt because we had even told them that we'd be limited in how much help we can give them because of trying to prep for baby and all this. My husband is a woodworker and is building the crib and changing table himself. Both his mother-in-law and father-in-law said that they were okay and didn't need the help and that they'd get contractors. Well, 2 weeks in and they had already called him to help scrape the popcorn ceilings off. I don't know if you've ever done that, but it's a real pain in the butt. Anyway, the date of the baby shower is approaching and the house is nowhere near done. We keep asking if we should let people know that her shower is canceled or if we should change the location or change the date. She said it's okay. It'll be done and promised us. Well, literally the week of the shower, they're over for dinner and she drops the bomb and tells us that she thinks she bit off more than she could chew and asks if we'd be okay hosting the shower here. I look at my husband and he almost spits his food out. I'm waiting for him to say something. My mother-in-law starts half but apologizing and said she'd bring over everything, the food, extra tables, she just needs the space. Well, we live in an 1,100 square foot condo and she wants about 30 people here. She must have seen the look on my face and goes, if we would have had the help, it might have been done for the shower. She accused me of not being excited about the house or appreciating it when she mentioned it at dinner before. She never showed any signs of underappreciation. She always told me to rest and that she didn't need my help because of my condition. And then I said that Mike has been busy here trying to get our own house ready for the baby. There was a lot around here that needed to get done, that we've been putting off, and we don't want to have to be doing things while the baby is here. Well, they go home that night, and my husband receives a text that says they are too burnt out from renos to be hosting a baby shower, and that they're going to be reaching out to people to tell them that it's canceled. She even said that I wasn't being grateful and didn't seem excited that she was doing all this for me and felt a little bit used. Used? She's the one that wanted to do a baby shower for me, even though my mom had already invited her to hers. Why is she doing this? I'm beyond pissed off with her. And on top of everything else, I'm about to give birth to her first and only grandchild in less than 2 months. This isn't the first time she's been like this with me. She never really liked me dating Mike in the past. We've been together for 15 years. We started dating in senior year. She would literally ignore me when I would come over to their place after school. She'd tell Mike to date other people right in front of me. She'd even go so far as getting numbers from other girls and bringing girls to hockey games that Mike used to play. So after a hockey game, these girls she'd bring would be thinking that Mike was interested, and then I'd be standing there waiting for him to get out of the dressing room. Mike used to be in a junior team that would go away and live with the Billet family for the winter seasons, and then he'd come back in the summer. He wouldn't be paid for this, but it was sort of like playing hockey to either get a scholarship or drafted to a farm team or the NHL. It was basically an unpaid career. Anyways, since I've distanced myself from her and my father-in-law, not that he really did anything wrong, but I feel like maybe by allowing her to do that, it sort of was kind of doing something wrong. I don't want to go over to their house anymore. I don't care that there's no baby shower for her, but I am sort of sad that Mike's aunt and sisters and a few family friends on his side think that it's canceled and are bummed about it. I want to invite them to my mom's. I've already talked to my mom about it, and she's cool with that. But should I invite them and then not invite my mother-in-law? Would that look bad? What do I do? Well, it sounds like your mother-in-law is taking hostess with the mostess to a whole new level, and not in a good way. I mean, seriously, inviting people over for a baby shower without checking if the house is even close to ready? That's like trying to bake a cake without flour. It's just not going to work. And then to drop the bombshell last minute? That's a recipe for disaster, not a baby shower. It's like she's playing a game of, let's see how many ways we can stress out the mom-to-be. Update. I couldn't help but stew in my anger and frustration, even though I really tried to get over it. The audacity of my mother-in-law's behavior was astonishing. She had a knack for making everything about herself. And yeah, maybe I was still feeling petty about things that had happened in the past, but like for real. After going over it with Mike and my mom, we decided that it would be best to extend the invitation to some of Mike's relatives while excluding my mother-in-law. It wasn't an act of revenge or malice. It was just a way for us to salvage the celebration that my mother-in-law had single-handedly ruined because of her own pride. My mom sympathized with the situation, understanding that sometimes family dynamics can be challenging. I reached out to Mike's aunts and sisters individually, explaining the situation and extending an invitation to join us at my mom's baby shower in a few weeks' time. I tried to emphasize how much it would mean to have them there to celebrate that special moment in our lives. His aunts and sisters understood. They knew how Judy could be. Honestly, I don't even think that they have that great of a relationship. His one aunt is constantly complaining to us about Judy and how much she uses her for rides around the city or babysitting their dog. I knew that they wouldn't want to miss out on something like this just because Judy can't get her crap together. As the days went on and the weekend came and went, we got heartfelt responses from Mike's aunts and sisters. They told us how disappointed they were in Judy and assured us that they would be more than happy to attend my mom's baby shower. They asked if we didn't want them to tell Judy, but we said it was their own discretion. We honestly didn't care. It wasn't my party. It was my mom's. And my mom said if Judy thinks she's a witch for not inviting her mother-in-law, then so be it. My mom gets it. Meanwhile, my mother-in-law remained distant, and it was total radio silence. She avoided any direct confrontation with me or Mike. It was clear that she was not pleased with our decision to exclude her from the baby shower. However, I didn't let her manipulative tactics affect my happiness during this joyful time. This was supposed to be one of the best times of our lives. She wasn't going to bring this down. Throughout the day, I couldn't help but notice how supportive and genuinely happy everyone was for us. It honestly felt totally different to the energy that Judy was giving towards us. My mom had done an incredible job organizing the event, and it was a true celebration of love and anticipation for our growing family. There were games, laughter, and heartfelt conversations that made me feel so grateful to have these people in my life. But nothing could prepare me for what happened next. That witch literally walks in the front door with gifts in her hands and a big fake smile stretched across her face as if nothing had happened. It was right in the middle of opening gifts. I was on fire. The absolute audacity of this woman was beyond comprehension, and her blatant disregard for my feelings. Judy sauntered into the room like her crap don't stink, and she was wearing this white dress. I was wearing a white dress. "Well, I couldn't let you have all the fun now, could I?" she said with a smug look, and I could have just screamed. Mike's aunts and sisters literally fell silent and looked shocked as hell, but nobody else knew that Judy wasn't going to be there on purpose. Nobody really asked about her at all, really. I gritted my teeth the whole time I was opening up the presents. My heart fell into my butt. I did feel bad, but how dare she show her face here after everything she'd done? My face was probably beet red with embarrassment and anger. I forced a smile and couldn't say anything. My mom came to greet her and said, "By all means, Judy, please make yourself at home." But it was more like an F you tone. Judy's laughter grated on my nerves, and she went to grab a mimosa and settled into the seat beside me, urging me to open her gifts next. I wanted to honestly get up and cry and call Mike. I felt like I was 19 again, and Judy was trying to hurt me and pretend I didn't exist. This wasn't about me. She needed to make it all about her. And I knew that that's why she wanted to have a baby shower. The shower wouldn't be for me, it would be for her. To show off the fact that she was going to be a grandma and that she was going to have a grandbaby. My mom knew that I was getting upset and suggested we get up and start a game. I ended up going to the bathroom and calling Mike and crying. Mike told me he was going to come and drag his mom out of there, but I told him that it was okay and just to leave it. We can deal with it later. I mean, we didn't invite her after all. This was my karma, I guess. And so I stood back up and wiped my face and went back and pretended I wasn't bothered. Bless my mom for taking care of all this. She was an absolute champ at diverting and diffusing the situation. The day wore on and the festivities continued. I didn't want to be upset, but also F her. She was interacting with everyone as if all was good, and at one point my cousin said they didn't think she was coming, and Judy straight up told her that I didn't want her there. My cousin laughed it off as if that was a joke. I felt so embarrassed. After the party, a few of my friends stayed behind and asked about why she had come so late, and I had to tell them that I didn't invite her. They all understood because they know all about her and how she's treated me. Well, Isn't Judy just the gift that keeps on giving? Or should I say the curse that keeps on cursing? Her entrance sounds like something out of a horror movie. I can almost hear the ominous music playing as she strides in wearing her white dress of doom. I mean, talk about a party crasher. Judy's about as welcome as a skunk at a perfume convention. And her timing? It's like she got a sixth sense of ruining perfectly good moments. Props to your mom for swooping in to save the day with some diversion tactics. You gotta laugh to keep from crying. Update. The next day, Judy calls us and she tries to rip me and Mike a new one. He turns it back on her and is like, "How dare you?" and all this stuff. He's basically yelling at her and was telling her how she was wrong for crashing my mom's baby shower uninvited. He said she wasn't invited because of how she was treating them. Becca, me, specifically, and making the shower all about her. He said that Becca, me, just wanted a day to celebrate her and the baby. Mike made it clear that her behavior was unacceptable and hurtful and that we wanted to take a break from her. He also apologized to her and said that we probably should have told her, but that she canceled it, and my mom thought it would be a nice gesture to still allow people to celebrate Becca, me. Judy tried to defend herself, claiming that she had a right to be there as the grandmother-to-be, but Mike wasn't having any of it. "You had your chance, Mom, but you chose to make this all about yourself. We asked you multiple times if we should reschedule or find some other way to have one. You disrespected us and our wishes. We're tired of your selfishness and manipulation. It's time for you to realize that your actions have consequences." I could hear Judy on the other end, and she was totally taken aback by Mike's stern tone. He was very much giving her the what for. I've heard him talk to her like this before, but also not to this extent. This was serious. She started crying, blah blah blah, crocodile tears. But for once, he didn't back down and try to pacify her. He stood his ground, asserting himself, and really refused to tolerate any more of her toxic BS. He told her we're not going to be talking to them for a while, and then his father got on the phone and I could hear him getting back at Mike for making his mother cry. Whatever. I'm so over it all. I really don't need this in my life. But are we wrong? Am I the a-hole here? Well, it sounds like Mike went full-on mama bear mode, and Judy got a taste of her own medicine. A bitter pill to swallow indeed. I can almost hear the dramatic music playing in the background as Mike lays down the law, serving up some cold, hard truth. And Judy's crying? Classic manipulation tactic. But this time Mike wasn't having any of it. He put his foot down like a boss, refusing to be swayed by her waterworks. And he should. You're his wife, and you're carrying his unborn child. It's like watching a showdown between a superhero and a villain, except in this case, the villain's crying on the other end of the line. As for whether you're the a-hole, nah, definitely not. You're just trying to celebrate your baby without all the unnecessary drama. If anyone's in the wrong here, it's Judy for crashing the party and making it all about herself. Update. Well, get this. I told you that Judy called us this morning, and we sort of laid into her. She put me on blast all over Facebook tonight and said that I didn't want her to be a part of the baby shower and that I forced her to cancel the shower that she had planned because her house wasn't good enough for my standards, and she calling me a spoiled brat who doesn't know what it means to be family. She said that I called her a slew of names after the baby shower. She also blocked me on Facebook so I couldn't even see this, but Mike could. People in the comments were giving her pity and calling me a witch and a selfish cow and saying that she didn't raise Mike this way. She even said that I was going to keep her baby away from her. What? I honestly can't even believe this, and I can't even believe I'm typing this out right now. Mike called his dad and told him what happened, and his dad took her side. He said that there was no reason to have two showers, and if I felt that way about Judy, then I'm not welcome in their lives. Has the whole world gone mad? She keeps posting pictures of Mike as a baby and responding to people's comments and saying that she was so excited to have a baby in the family again, but she said this is going to give her a heart attack, and now she's on Facebook posting how she's having heart palpitations and doesn't know if she's going to make it through the night. Am I in the Twilight Zone? What is actually happening right now? Well. Looks like Judy's unleashing her inner villain on Facebook. And hey, if Judy's heart palpitations even are real, and we can only hope they are, it seems like she's already feeling the pressure of her own performance. Update. Hi all. Just here to say that we had a beautiful baby girl, and I can't even believe it. Everything is so magical. I'm a mommy. Before she was born, we went complete no contact with both Mike's mom and dad. We were both just so done with the craziness and really didn't want to bring her into this world with all of that. There was a super intense moment a few days after we brought her home when Judy tried to come by with some pre-made meals, but we have the Ring doorbell. So with this doorbell, you can see who's at the door because there's a camera there and basically talk to the person through the microphone if you don't want to answer the door. So Mike sees that it's Judy. She's standing there with what looks like meals in tinfoil. I look at Mike and I'm like, hell no. That crap could be poisoned. I wouldn't doubt it at this point. and he goes on to the intercom and says that she needs to leave because we aren't answering the door and she's not welcome here. Her fake little smile instantly faded, and she starts spitting back saying that we can't keep her away from her baby, and the baby needs her in her life, and we're only jeopardizing the baby's growth by keeping her away from her grandma. Just psycho words. Mike says if she doesn't leave, that he'll call the cops. She then throws the food at the door and rips off our Ring camera. Mike calls his dad and tells him what happens, and basically we are still no contact after that. But all that's to say that we have our beautiful girl here now, and honestly, F Judy. Classic Judy. But congratulations on the arrival of your little bundle of joy. It sounds like your baby came with a side of drama and a dash of Judy-flavored craziness. Guess she didn't get the memo that being a grandparent doesn't come with a free pass to disrupt your doorstep. Here's to raising your baby in a drama-free zone and keeping the crazy relatives at bay. Cheers to your new role as a mommy, and may your days be filled with more giggles than Ring doorbell shenanigans. What do you make of this? Do you think OP is an a-hole for not inviting mother-in-law? Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell before you leave. We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's topic, so feel free to leave a comment. See you next time in the rLounge.